All right, welcome back to the big board. I thought I might have a little conversation here about German defense. And let me just take my headphones off, listen to some music in the background. And I really can't do two things at once. I can barely do one thing at once. It's an interesting situation, and we're so early in this game, so early. So second turn, Germans have a back-to-back. They have initiative, and this has allowed us, and rolled an amazing second 11 in a row for replacements. So lots of reinforcements, a couple of extra hedgehogs, releases of various units to the Wacht am Rhine. The Luftflotte are out because of the whatever limited flight rule, and they're released as well. So they have an opportunity to do some damage if the Americans or the Commonwealth fly. So lots of stuff going on. And you know, and I've said this before about the Soviets when I was building their defense for Case Blue and the Guderian and Splitzkrieg, GB2 playthrough. So, I've got a great defense. But here it's a little different, because I really do think we have a decent shot at a decent defense here. I'm able to, break down some of these divisions here and put units out. I've railed there's an extra division, full division here. Using a lot of the extra supply that we have. You can see, here and here, I've got supply out the yin-yang. And I'm using that to build some hedgehogs, which I've done over here. And I think this is Metz here. I'm trying to reinforce the Metz area, so we've built the hedgehogs here. I've just got one more to go here. And this can all happen, and we can move into some positions. Meanwhile, over on this side of the map here, we've got additional units that I guess are basically, fleeing the, starts with an F. I can't remember the name of the pocket, whatever. Doesn't matter. Fleeing from the Normandy beaches and up the coastline, and there's some decent shit coming on the board here. So we're looking pretty good here. I've got, well, these are just breakdown regiments you can't see off map, but then this is 11th Panzer, and I've got 21st Panzer here, elements of that. I've got nearly 2 full Panzer divisions, a bunch of Luftwaffe and miscellaneous units down there, some of which have nice action ratings. This means that the Americans are going to have to watch their flank. They're going to have to be careful. And in the meantime, all around here, I probably have a grand total of there's 2 SP down there. There's one on that truck there. There's some in here somewhere. Nope. We got nothing. And so I can't, and there's 2 down there, but we're gonna have to use that for the French Corps. Activate that division down there, get them mobilized, get those geniuses into the game. And then, so I just don't have enough supply. So classically, what happened, Patton was screaming for supplies, and although he did capture something somewhere in around this area where he picked up 100,000 gallons of fuel. But fact remains that, and this is a stack that belongs here with 15th Panzer. We're just using the icon counter there. There's 3rd Panzer Grenadier. Fact remains that we have a significant challenge ahead of us as the Americans in this section of the map. And as I'm playing out the German turn, I'm scratching my head thinking, wow, this is going to be tough down here. And this is not an area, perhaps, that I want to focus on, unless I can work out some way to mobilize enough force, because the Germans, I think, are going to have a hard time trying to take on any of these stacks. They're not going to attack 4th Armored. They're not going to attack this 2-step 10-4-6 or this or this 24 and a 5 here, right? They're just not going to do that. They're not going to try and take on those sized units. They're too powerful. Even if they're surrounded, I don't see how that's going to work. So the Germans you know, spending supply to build hedgehogs, and they're going for it. Build a nice little line along here, trying to use the edge of the forest here, the Ardennes, as a buttress for their flank. And then we come over here. Let's move the light over this way and move the camera over this way. I've got the tweezers here because I haven't moved these guys yet. I've moved this guy, but I haven't done anything here because I'm trying to decide what I want to do with First Panzer there. I think it's First Panzer, First SS, whatever it is. So First Panzer SS. So challenges there. Not sure. Yanks are across the river. Big deal. Difficult supply situation yet again. No supply over here at all. These guys are formed a line because they were afraid that right here we've got 9th Panzer, elements of 10th. 10th moved over here this turn as a ready reserve for this area. I've managed to, you know, rush these guys in, these armored units in, to bolster up some shitty what do we call Ost brigades. Bolster them up. One of the things we did earn last turn was a artillery barrage. So we pounded the guys in Antwerp, got a DG on them. So there's not going to be any attack on this turn, which is the 8th of September turn. That ain't happening, not with those units anyway. And I just brought up, as the allies, I've just brought up all, you know, some extra infantry units. So now I've got to swap guys out and bring other guys in and see what's going to happen there. In the meantime, over in the Sept area, Germans are streaming across on the little ferries, the Beskens ferry. They're racing off over there and starting to move some guys up here. They're going to build some hedgehogs here, and they're going to try and block off that estuary. And we're just going to hunker down, and we're going to be mean, and we're just going to make you bleed, Mr. Allied Commonwealth Canadian guy. So it's going to get ugly. Very long, thin line along the Albert Canal. Clearly there are gaps. We've got some buffer units here, but no supply. No one can take advantage of that opportunity. There's, shoot, you know, I've actually left the road open there. Now I haven't moved some units, so maybe that's something I'll take care of. Let me get a little counter marker here. We might just pop that there so I don't forget. Maybe I need to block that. We've left that open there. I've got one unit here that I could move down potentially. Probably have to strap move him to get him there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Well, even if I strap moved him, someone's going to have to overrun him and go through the exercise of attacking. And you can't actually, and so you can't use the road as an overrun, so that would block that hex effectively. Nevertheless, it is what it is. So, interesting situation for the Germans. And meanwhile, back in the, I've got this pencil laid across here so I can kind of keep track of who's moved and who hasn't. I haven't updated it yet. Got a stack of reserve markers here that I'm not using yet because I don't need them, because the Allies are not, they're not staging up to conduct an offense. So we're just going to, you know, keep our powder dry. We'll use these later, and they're reusable anyway, of course. But meanwhile, we're moving all these OST battalions. I'm starting to extend a line of hedgehogs here. We've won 2 hedgehogs the last turn and this turn. So we increase this and this here, and we're building here. That's actually, that's a battalion. I must have done that last turn with someone else. Yeah, this breakdown, that's right. I built that last turn, and then I'm moving it to here. We're going to build another one here. And I just want to build a line of hedgehogs basically right across here, and then just come on back and strengthen that area. We don't want any sneaky para dropping going on here. That's why I'm starting to spread out some of these worthless little, you know, they're all 2-2 Luftwaffe battalions, and we'll spread them out. That'll cause a little chaos and confusion if there is indeed a market garden style attack in this area. So lots of stuff going on for the Germans at the moment. The German mentality at the moment is sehr gut, mein Freund. So we're good. Just about to, I've got a few things to do to wrap up the German turn, and then we're going to switch over September 8th, second turn. We're going to switch over to second turn or third turn. I think it's second turn. To the Allied side, and we'll put our Allied thinking cap on as we look to work out how we can take advantage of the Canadians, the extra British reinforcements here, the French down there. You can see them right there. And that's about it. That's about all that's coming on this turn for the Allies. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Look forward to doing a live play sometime in the near future. Ciao.